Hello there, everybody. This is Alex from Hardcore and Guides, bringing you my guide for Cultic, Chapter 1, on Extreme Difficulty. Today we're doing Mission 9, the Extraction Site. So we just had our first secret, which was back up there. That's like secret 1 out of many. I don't remember how many there are in this one. Extraction Site is probably one of my other sort of not so favorite levels. I don't think it's that bad, especially on a repeated visit, which this level has been repeated a few times. I actually died, I think, only once on this level for Extreme. Once or twice, which is already way better than I did in my first normal playthrough. Which was on hard, which I know I say normal, but, you know, hard is typically considered the boomer shooter normal, so. Yeah, anyway, you know, you got your FG-42, take out some guys, you know, from a distance. For these guys, these assholes in particular, you know, lever's pretty good for that. Also, that was something I discovered recently, was there were some armor parts down there. I didn't remember seeing those, so yeah. For the beginning part of this section, I would say it's pretty, like, ranged shot-esque, where we're going to be pretty much just using a lot of more ranged tactics to take out our foes, because getting in close basically means that you're going to get grouped up on, and there's going to be a ton of enemies. There is, however, actually 2 mini-bosses. There's the flamethrower guy, the incinerator, whatever, and then there is the, well, they say, it's funny, because he has, like, his own little pet thing where it says, beware of dog, but there's, like, a giant, I don't know what you'd call that. That mutant creature. You know, the one with the skull. Not the one with the, you know, the headless one. The one with, like, the skull and, you know, the 4-legged monster thing, basically. So, we're going to have to deal with that later. Also, the reason why I did that intro that way, particularly, is because I noticed that when I was doing this Cultic playthrough, or this Cultic guide, I kept getting kind of slower in my way of, like, doing the intro, so I thought it'd be kind of funny if I just intentionally did it worse. So, that's where that joke comes from. Also, I had a thought pop in my head, like, a few seconds ago, of, like, what if I did, like, an April Fool's Hardcore and Guide video of just, like, me explaining the guide to how to do the pacer test. I don't know. I know it's, like, it's only December. It's not even, like, next year yet, and I'm already thinking of all these things to do next year. So, but, next video will be the final boss, and we'll talk about what I plan on doing next for this channel, which probably, I think by now, has probably changed from what I said in the last guide. I don't remember specifically what I said in my Vanquish guide, but I think it was something along the lines of maybe doing, like, Transformers again or something. Most likely, I think it was a case of, like, trying to find something else to do. I don't know. I'll have to watch it again, but I don't feel like listening to my old Vanquish end of guide talks. Well, that's just with any guide, really. I don't like going back and watching my end of the guide videos to see what I was going to do next. Let's just say this. Whatever happens in the next guide happens. Whatever guide comes next, comes next. I'm not the true decider. I mean, I am. But, like, I'm not the one that usually, like, remembers all the things I was wanting to do. And things change. You know, people change and they want to do other stuff. Also, I did buy I think I bought the precision upgrade. So now I can actually make much more further precise shots. So that's why I say, you know, that's a good upgrade to get. That's what I think I upgraded back there. I don't know if it's just the bomb itself is not that great, or if it's one of those cases of I'm just really that bad of a shot, but I can never seem to get these guys just enough. There is an explosive barrel right there. There's 2 grenade guys that I was shooting at. The explosive barrel can only, unfortunately, take out one of them instead of the 2. Also, this red glow. I forgot to explain this in, I think, like, the Asylum. I think that's when it started. The red glow basically just means that these are the chosen cultists or whatever. These ones are a little bit more stronger. I think they're faster, more aggressive, and I believe they may do more damage. I'm not 100% certain on that, but if I had to guess, that would probably be the case. I feel like that's something that would totes happen. So this is kind of off topic, but also on topic and towards, like, guide stuff. I have recently been playing Kingdom Hearts 1, Level 1, Kingdom Key only. Equipment doesn't matter, but I've been trying to do like a level 1 thing just for the hell of it. Just to see how far I could probably get. And I've gotten to Clayton right now, for those that know Kingdom Hearts 1. You know, I'm not that far in. It's a little tough, but I'm not saying, like, expect it to happen as a guide, you know. Don't expect it to end up like what Cultic was, where I just all of a sudden gain this weird sense of confidence and just say, oh, okay, I'll upload these videos. Which, by the way, that's typically a lot of the reason why you guys never probably see me upload on this channel as often. That was also a great fucking shot. Not to toot my own horn or anything, but that was great. I thought it was a good shot. Yeah, usually the reason why... Oh, also the secret's coming up. Is because I tend to try to, like, finish the game before I do the guide first, especially with commentary. I like to actually have the game all recorded and finished. That way I know for a fact if I'm actually qualified enough to be able to beat it. So, that's typically how it is. Now, granted, I'm sure some of you guys out there, you know, are probably thinking, like, well, don't you just take all of your videos from other people's videos anyway? Like, don't you just, like, go and you screen cap somebody else's guide and then just, you know, put in your own sound effects for these videos and do your own weird, wacky editing tricks to make it sound like it's your video? By the way, you suck. And it's like, yeah, you know, somebody might think that's true, but that's not the case. I, unfortunately, am the one playing these games and beating them on hard. That's not unfortunate for me, though, because I love playing these games on hard. I'm just saying that's probably unfortunate for others that don't like my guides and think that they're dog shit. I haven't really met a person that has said that yet, but I feel like they're out there somewhere, and they're probably going to show up one day. I mostly get that feeling because of my other channel. I used to usually get some shit on my on my main channel back in the day. By the way, I call it my main channel, but let's be real, hardcoring is technically like my true passion. I'd say it's like a passion channel, if anything, more so than a main. Yeah, that's fair, I guess. I don't know. Just look, most of this is just simply figuring out where these assholes are. Also, I did miss the secret. I'll go back and grab it. This next group of enemies, I like to use the incinerator just to, you know, burn down the house, specifically, and take them down. So, yeah, there's that. But, yeah, I did kind of flub up the secret. I know where it's at. I just missed it and messed it up, and so here it is. There's our next secret. Some frag shells and some first aid kits. Or a field kit, I think it was. Yeah. But, yeah, what's going on my main channel, though, is... also, this is one of my favorite songs. I love this one. This one's just such a banger. It makes you sound so badass. I love it. I actually have the soundtrack pulled up right now as we speak on YouTube, just listening to it while I was editing the videos. Also, the final episode is going to be about like 3 minutes worth of just footage. But, you know me, I talk for like 10 to 20 minutes, so that's going to be a long one. Maybe next time I'll try to keep it shorter. If it's like a 3-minute video, I might as well just pump that bitch out and get it done, right? Because I know these ones are going to be a pain in the ass to edit, or render, sorry. So, these are going to be the ones that are going to take forever to do. What was I getting at? Something about the soundtrack, blah, blah, blah. Something about, like, main channel. Oh, yeah, I'm doing South Park Fractured Butthole. It's not that, like, it's a bad game. I'm just not a Let's Player much anymore. However, there's something I forgot to mention. I mean, granted, saying this in a guide doesn't really help, but, I don't know when the other videos are going to be uploaded. There's only, like, one. Because, of course, I'm doing a co-op Mario Party type thing on my friend's channel, which you can find in the channels section. So go to his channel. At this point in time, it is named Take Chrono Plus. So, yeah. I don't know if that name will ever change. I don't know. You know, the future holds many secrets. And one of those secrets is whether or not that channel will still be active by the time that you probably watch this video. Actually, hell, to be fair, who knows what the hell YouTube's gonna do to my channel. So, maybe one day hardcoring might disappear. I would be very, very, very upset and very pissed off. Yeah, it would be a nice fresh slate, but are you kidding me? All these great, you know, games that I played and all this content that I did, like, yeah, it's fun to, like, do them over again, but, like, I don't know. You know, some of these were really hard to get out. Like Ninja Gaiden 2, that Momoji Chapter 5 bullshit. Yeah, that sucked. That wasn't fun. Ninja Gaiden 2 almost got ruined because of Chapter 5. So, you tell me. But yeah, with the big mutant dog thing, I just fucking burned him alive. If you got an incinerator, great. If you got Molotovs, great. If you got fire, great. If you got anything else that, you know, you want to use, great. I don't care. You know, do what you gotta do, bruh. Do what you gotta do, bruh. Also, there's nothing up here. This is probably just a good way of, like, a vantage point, I assume. I think this is just one of those things where, like, you could just use it to kind of hide out from, like, you know, the mutant down here and maybe hide out from some of the cult guys and take them out from distance. Not sure why I saved there particularly, but I did. I think there's a checkpoint that does come up. I don't remember. I'm just going to say no. So, save often. Say if you feel like something coming up is it's going to bite you in the ass. If you feel like there's an arena coming up, you know, make a quick save. Just, you know, save your game, make sure that you're okay, because the last thing you want to do in a game like this is get fucked over. Now, cool thing is, with that beta modifiers thing, you can actually turn off save. You can have, like, permadeath on, which is pretty cool. Which, maybe I should do that for those runs. That way I could just get them to restart the characters. That's probably how you do it, maybe. I don't know. Next room is just filled with mostly just axe boys. This isn't really that bad. You've dealt with them before. You can crouch hatchet. You can throw your hatchet. You can do whatever you want. I don't know why all of a sudden I just got this burst of energy for a second there of just wanting to commentate. And then I thought about God of War 2, and I'm like, oh. That's another one of those guides that, like, I'm just not looking forward to. By the way, I do want to say that with God of War, I love God of War, and it used to kind of be one of my favorite franchises, but over the years, I've actually kind of just fell off of God of War, actually. I did a whole marathon, like, 3 years ago or whatever, all the games that were out, besides Betrayal, and on the hardest difficulty settings each. And that was technically around the time before I quit YouTube, technically. But yeah, my first ever quitting of YouTube, and people still give me shit and say, like, you're a fucking loser for quitting, and, like, it's my first fucking time just saying fuck it and getting off. But that's neither here nor there. We're doing guides. But yeah, in terms of God of War 2, I've always struggled with doing God of War 2 guide. Not because, like, the game is, like, that hard. It does get hard later, but, like, it's not one of those where it's, like, super hard. It's just, I get bored. Which, I still say God of War 2 is probably, like, one of the better God of Wars. Just in terms of a lot of things, but, like, I don't know, man. I hate the unskippable cutscene bullshit. And I just hate the fact that, like, the beginning part is just so fucking boring now. You know? And God of War just doesn't feel as good at a hack and slash as it does anymore, since I've played so many other, technically speaking, better games. But yeah, also I recommend saving here too, because this does actually send you back quite a ways. And I mean, I'm talking like quite a ways. I think your checkpoint, I think you get a checkpoint around the time when you get the key to the valve thingy, or the valve itself. I think that's when you might get a checkpoint. That's how far it is. It's stupid. I know. That's not stupid. It's just like, I don't mean to say it in like a mean way. I mean, like, it's stupid in the way of, like, you know, goddamn, that's mean. So, harvesters, you know, try to burn them alive. If you can't get them, do what you do best. Just, if they come at you, just run back. Just run the hell away. Sorry. Also, when it comes to explosives, something I've kind of forgotten to mention, but mainly because it doesn't really happen that often, is that if you jump above a TNT, you can rocket jump. So there is that. Be careful, though, because if somebody throws a TNT at you and you're jumping above lava and you blast yourself into it like I did, you'll die, which is not good. But yeah, I have so many, like, guides that I do want to do, and, like, God of War 2 is still up there. Like, God of War franchise in general is still up there for, like, I want to get to the point where I can finish them, but for some reason, commentating them, I don't like doing it. I don't like commentating them. I don't like playing them as much anymore. I've just fallen out. I hate unskippable cutscenes in games. Like, I like games to have not only skippable cutscenes, but just be a little bit more arcade style, where, like, I could just run through and play it. Which is kind of why you'll probably not see as often a RPG on this channel. And if there was an RPG on this channel, it's going to be heavily edited. So, because I'm just going to trim, like, most, if not all, of the fat. Because RPGs are just too much. And plus, with RNGs, like a lot of that, you know, oh yeah, TNT. There's a crack wall right here. A lot of RPGs are usually just, you know, super RNG based too. So like, I can't always determine that your playthrough will be the same as mine. And that's kind of the same thing with Extreme Plus guide. I could do an Extreme Plus run, but I probably wouldn't do a guide of it because there's no reason to do a guide of something that has random enemies anyway. And besides, I don't even know if Extreme Plus is what I think it is. I'll have to look more into it. Also, try to keep your incinerator out. Don't use too much of it on just the zombies alone. Because there's going to be the big guy. Yes. He's gonna show up. You can hide in this cave and basically make it to where like the enemies can't really hit you from here, but lead him, you know, back to this little tunnel and start blasting with fire. Also, this is of my own recent stuff, but I recently bought. I don't know if I told you guys this yet or not. I know I'm grabbing it to like show you. I recently bought Resident Evil 4, the Wii edition. Yeah, I heard this was actually the best version of the game, and I said, fudge it, I'll buy it. I recently also played the PS3 version, and that one was strange. I didn't like that one. It also somehow strangely saves, the saving takes way longer in the PS3 version than it does the Wii version. I don't know why. But yeah, I have like 5 or 6 freaking copies of Resident Evil 4 at this point, and, which, I mean, there's so many. There's so many. Well, I say I have like 4 or 5, but I only have like, I think the PS4 version and the Wii version, and the PS3 version was streamable, so I don't have it on PC yet or anything like that specific, or even GameCube or PS2. I wish I did. My brother has it on GameCube, that little bastard, but he ain't giving that up, and I don't blame him. I don't want him to give it to me because that's his game, not mine, and I'm not a douche. I'm just saying, like, I would love to have a GameCube copy of Resident Evil 4. That'd be cool shit. So yeah, maybe one day I might just come back around and maybe do like a pro Resident Evil 4 Wii guide. I don't know. I just want to do guide stuff. What's funny is like when I was doing Cultic starting off, like I loved recording it, but then like the commentary wasn't there. And usually it takes me a good few videos and just life things for me to be excited to do guides, I guess. It's very strange. I think that's probably the same thing that's probably what's wrong with God of War 2 guide though, is probably because I'm not doing it when I'm in the mood to do it, and I gotta be in the mood to do a guide first. But yeah, in terms of life stuff, I'm relatively content right now. I didn't finish the whole sketch. I mean, I finished the sketch, but not the whole drawing yet, so I'm pretty excited with how that turned out. Also, I just skipped all that fluff. If you're wondering how to get back here, it's simple. Go straight. Just go back to where you came from, and when you get to that intersection right there, just go straight. It's straight through, I promise. You'll be fine. Alright, next area. There's 2 snipers at the very far end, and there's 2 shield guys on the top of these stairs. Hide behind this pillar and pick them off with either the FG or even like a lever. And then from here, we're going to go ahead and try to pick off the sniper guys first. So, I'm standing back here to not aggro the enemies and not get them to come try to, fight me. Once they're gone, take out this group with TNT or whatever you have that you feel comfortable with, and, just waste the rest of them. Simple. And you're relatively fine from then on. Great, we did it. Now we can go to the chair and get our key thingy or whatever. Forgot a shotgunner, but that's okay. Sometimes you get dingleberries that just stick around. Also, if you stand on this chair, which I do right now, you get achievable for it, but it does pop up. It doesn't show on the screen because I wasn't recording in full screen, and I did get the achievement for it. I think it might be a Resident Evil 4 reference. I will die on that hill. I feel like that might be a Resident Evil 4 reference, but I don't think it probably is. Well, okay, I just said I was gonna die on that hill, but okay, I take back what I said. Maybe it's not. Maybe it is. I have no idea. I feel like it is. So. Yeah, there's a lot of Resident Evil 4 type stuff here. And yes, I know bear traps existed before Resident Evil 4. I'm just saying, there's a lot of things that kind of correlate with what Resident Evil 4 kind of did. And I like that. I love that. I absolutely love that. Speaking of Resident Evil, I would love to do, RE7 or RE8 sometime. Village of Shadows was actually kind of hard, though. It actually ended up becoming kind of difficult. Also, next area, there's going to be a ghost to your right. I think there's 2. I think there's one to your left and one to your right. So I'm just going to go ahead and just start throwing Molotovs to see if I can burn literally anybody. I was trying to effectively go for the ghosts, but what your main thing you should be doing is trying to aggro the knights. You want to try to get them to start trying to fight back at you. So try to get them to come back toward these stairs and stay away from the ghost visions. That way you don't get caught in its trap. Yeah, pretty much this is the best tip I can give you, is just try to lead back the enemies to these stairs. Because there's plenty of cover down here. You can hide behind these pillars. You can just keep running back and hiding out. And, you know, any time you can get cover, you know, it's worth the have. Okay, maybe this is my own psychosis, but is it possible that your upgrades on your weapons actually show? I don't think it does. I mean, it doesn't have to, but that would be kind of cool. But that'd be a lot of work just to do that, I would assume. I mean, shit, this entire game seems like it's a lot of work to build. Because 3D Realms build. Yeah, so... yeah, just run back to the stairs, you know, find cover, that kind of fun stuff. And then take out the ghosts eventually, once you get your hands on them. And the rest should be simple enough. There's not too many enemies in here that I would say is too ridiculously tough, but you know how it is with Cultic. You know, you never really truly know where danger lies. Alright, next area, and I think this is the last area. So, there is a cut here, and I believe I do die. I'm not sure if that cut is actually real or not. I don't think so. I think that's just a random cut I split. I thought I was going to die. Okay. So, I grenade launched the first guy for fun. Also, this area reminds me of RE4. If you know what, if you know, you know. Like that little like bridge area where the guy's like across the building. I think it's like chapter 2, something like that. I don't know. It's been a while. It's been a while. Is there 2 or 3? Anyway, so yeah, just take out the snipers. Look into the windows. Eventually, some shotgunners are gonna appear like right below it. I totally missed the shot on that shotgunner. But luckily for me, I think did I get him? No. That sounded like I got him. Maybe. I don't know. I had one where, like, one of the guys threw TNT while I was jumping, and then he threw me into the lava because I got rocket jumped up to the lava. Not a very nice person. Not very nice to do that. So yeah, once you do kill the sniper guys, some shotgunners are basically gonna like appear in their place. And I totally missed my shots because my mouse and my hands are so damn shaky. So, yeah, oops. And for the rest of it, like, there's really no super difficult enemies from this point on, besides maybe this guy and the same armored up machine gun guy like upstairs. So, you only really have to deal with mostly just fodder from here on out. Like, there's 2 sides to this. You know, there's like this side right here, and there's some stuff back here, of course. But like, there are some enemies that, you know, are down there, and, you know, you haven't killed them yet. You can, you know, come down here and take them out, and what have you. And then, of course, there's like some on the like the very opposite end. This place is relatively dangerous too, though. Just so you guys know. Well, I mean, yeah, you probably know, judging by the lava, but yeah, just be careful with these platforming things. I'm way too confident in everything I do in this game. It's so strange. I don't know where it came from. I literally don't know. Like, even in my first playthrough, I was just confident enough. And I have a theory as to why. I think the reason is because if the game doesn't kill me for being a stupid ass with platforming, I'm never gonna know that I was platforming bad until I die because of it. Games like, you know, like Doom Eternal and like, you know, Turbo Overkill and what have you, you know, like I usually, or Duke Nukem, you know, I usually end up getting killed by hazards because I'm too confident and cocky, thinking like, it's okay. But then like the game reminds me that, no, you're stupid. But I feel like Cultic, about some blood, I feel like with Cultic, I don't feel like the hazards are too destructive. I don't think they're like that crazy. You know, I've never felt too threatened by any particular hazard at all. Like, I don't think there's ever been like any walls or ceilings that have come down on you or anything of that nature. So it's kind of interesting to think about. Granted, this is only just chapter 1, and if somehow we all of a sudden get like 10 different more traps in the next game, and we get liquid nitrogen, liquid nitrogen enemies, or whatever the hell, or even powers for that matter, you know where to blame. So, come back when that happens, I guess. But anyway, see you guys for the final boss. Take care, everybody.